If you're somehow not following any of the comic book creators that are talking about this, there's officially a boycott of DC Comics underway. The boycott is known as the DC blackout. About half a year ago, my buddy Jay Penumbra started a movement called DC So White, drawing attention to the fact that there were no ongoing stories in the main DC continuity being headlined by black characters. All the black characters in DC Comics had either been relegated to being in addition to someone else's book, a limited miniseries, or in a spin-off universe like the Absolute Universe. As of 1 day ago, it has been 1,200 days, over 3 years since any black characters in the DC Comics have had an ongoing story in the mainline continuity. So yeah, JP and a bunch of other black content creators have officially initiated the DC blackout. Now there's a couple comments I've been seeing pop up on people's videos that I'd like to address. For starters, nobody's asking you to do anything. They're just saying that if you have a pull box at your comic shop, take all your DC titles out. Stop pre-ordering DC titles. And if it's a newer title that's still in print or could potentially get a second print, maybe don't buy it off their shelf. Which leads to my next point. I've seen a few people say that this hurts the local comic book shops. You're just kind of stupid if you think that, because you can literally buy anything else. You can still frequent your comic book shop. You can still buy from Marvel. You can still buy from Image, Dark Horse, any indie comic. You can still pre-order books. They're just saying, don't do it for DC. That has nothing to do with your local comic shop. So long as you are still frequenting the shop and buying things, the shop will still get your money. This is a very stupid deflection people are trying. The last thing I've seen people say that I want to address is people saying that it's not their fault that black comic book characters don't move books, and JP has actually debunked this to death. DC does a terrible job of marketing anything related to their black characters, but on top of that, if you need evidence, you need look no further than the New History of the DC Universe, the Dakota Incident, a book that basically was not advertised by DC. The people who worked on the book had to put money into the advertisement to make sure people saw it, and it sold enough to get a second printing. If DC put their whole DC-ussy behind this book, they could have made double the money that they made, and they already made enough money to get a second printing. Also, if you're gonna honestly try to tell me that an ongoing Static Shock book would not sell, get the fuck out of here. You're not a real comic book fan. That book would be doing like absolute Batman numbers. So yeah, I know boycotting's not the funnest thing in the world, and I'm a huge DC fan, but guys, it's really not that hard to just not buy some books. To help a disenfranchised, marginalized community get representation in the books that we all love, all I gotta do is spend a little less money, or God forbid, redirect that money to some other titles. It's really not that big of an ask.